Hi friends, welcome to day 26 of VoxGuru's Margari singing tips. Today's tip is going to be about how to identify your own mistakes while singing. As a student of music, each one of us should have some ability to identify our own mistakes. We should not be always dependent on our teacher to point out each and everything. Because our teacher will not be there with us all the time, right? During the class, yes, he or she will be guiding us. But later when we come back home and we have to practice on our own, even then we have to be on the right track, right? So along with learning, we should also keep sharpening our ears to get more and more sensitive to our own mistakes. Now mistakes can come in different forms and at different levels too. On the very first day, we may not be able to identify all our mistakes, but we have to make a start somewhere and start by identifying basic mistakes, like mistakes in pitch. That is the most glaringly obvious mistake we can make. And it is the most easiest to identify if we pay enough attention. Now, in order to identify mistakes in pitch, first of all, we have to have a very strong relationship with our root note, that is sa. And also our fifth note, which is pa. I keep talking about the importance of this sa and pa relationship, right? So always make it a point to practice with the Shruti box or the Tanpura app. But you need to have some source of Shruti so that you will develop a more closer relationship with your root notes. Now once you have developed a comfort with the reference notes, then the other notes become fairly simpler. But here also you need to pay a lot of attention, right? So if you are learning the notes of, let's say, Maya Malava Kaula, then you should not sing the exercises by just memorizing them. Every time you sing a particular note, you should try to feel the interval between that note and the reference note. And also the interval between that note and the next note. So these intervals you should constantly keep feeling them so that you get a good estimation of the Swarasthana. And suppose you make a mistake somewhere, immediately again your body will alert you saying that you have gone wrong. But if you sing blindly without paying attention to all this, then your body also will never realize when you make a mistake. Now when we say pitch, we don't mean only the plain notes, right? In Indian music, we have the extensive use of gamakas as well. So even the notes in that gamaka have to be perfect. And for that, we should be aware of what notes are there in the gamakam. For example, if I am singing something like sa, ri, ga. So here sa and ga were plain, but ri had a gamakam. So ri. So it passed through the higher ga and came down, right? Now suppose instead of singing it like this, if I sing it like sa, ri, ga. Did you notice the mistake? First of all, the plain notes were correct and the landing notes were also correct. But the grace note which I used in the gamaka was wrong. I used the lower ga instead of the higher ga. So the correct one is sa, ri. But I wrongly sang it as sa, ri. So even these minor mistakes your ear has to recognize. And for that you have to have such a good understanding of Swarasthanas by practicing many exercises. And whenever you are learning compositions, try to break down those gamakas and understand which are the notes it is actually passing through. So that was my tip of the day. Please don't forget to check out my ear training course on the VoxGuru app. This is primarily designed with the aim of making your ear more sensitive to notes, pitches, and also to identify your own mistakes. So please do sign up for that course and I'll be back soon with my next Margari singing tip.